Hi everyone, it's me, your math teacher Jello. In today's lesson, we will learn how to sketch the graph of cube root functions. Without further ado, let's get started. Cube root function is a function that contains a cube root of a variable and has a general form of f of x, or the function of x is equal to a times the cube root of the quantity x minus h, so close plus k. Or we can write f of x into y. Okay, so walang problema doon. And take note of that, kapag sinabi natin cube root function, so dapat meron tayo ditong radical, and of course the index is 3. Okay, kung makikita natin. Kaya tinawag itong cube root function. Naintindihan? So where a is the direction of the graph. So yung a kasi natin makapagsabi if we are rising to the right or left, or going to the right or to the left, no? So say for example, na-graph na natin yung ating parent function. By the way, kapag sinabi natin parent function, kumbaga ito yung reference na graph natin ng ating cube root function. Okay? So, this is how it looks like. So, ganito yung klase yung mga graph na may sketch natin. Pero hindi palagi nasa origin, no? Okay. So, when a is positive, so class, kung makikita natin positive yung a natin dito. Ayan dito sa ating given function, ibig sabihin, yung graph natin, since a is positive, the graph rises from bottom left, bottom left, to top right. Naintindihan? Okay, kasi yung ating a dito is positive. And as opposed to that, when a is negative, katulad nito, negative yan, class. So therefore, since a is negative, the graph falls from left, no? From top left, ito yun, top left, going to bottom right. Naintindihan? So, therefore, yung a natin dito is negative. So, dalawa lang naman yan, no? Yung mga possible na graph natin. Naintindihan? So, we have the vertex, no? So, yung HK na tinatawag. So, the coordinates of the vertex. Na kung saan yung vertex ay tinatawag natin turning point of the graph, no? So, it changes the graph. So, katulad nito, class, yung vertex natin dito is 0, since nasa origin yon, no? So, 0, 0 ang ating vertex or nasa origin. And then, the nice thing about the nice thing about cube root functions ay we can take the negative roots, no? Hindi lang positive, pwedeng negative. Unlike sa square root function, so may restrictions tayo doon. Okay? So, dito, yung domain tsaka range natin, so all real numbers. Kung makikita natin yan. So, as we extend the values for x and also y, ganun din. So, kumbaga wala tayong restrictions. So, therefore, ang ating domain is x is an element of all real numbers. So, it could be positive or negative. So, ganun din sa ating range or yung y values. Y is an element of all real numbers. Naintindihan? Okay. So, ganun din dito sa kabila. So, the domain is the set of all real numbers. So, in symbol, we can write in this form. So, pagbabasahin natin yan, x is an element of all real numbers. So, for range naman, those are the y values, no? So, y is an element of all real numbers. And, kung makikita natin dito, yung ating vertex, ayan, nasa gitna, no? Okay, ng origin. So, that is 0, 0. Okay? Naintindihan ba, class? Ayan. Okay, so, for us to fully understand this concept, let's answer the following examples. Find the domain, range, vertex, and sketch the graph of the following cube root functions. Okay, so for number 1, f of x is equal to the cube root of x plus 2. So, it is important to know na meron tayo ditong plus 2. So, therefore, this serves as your k value. Okay? kung mapapansin natin, di ba we have the general form. So, f of x or y. So, let me write. F of x equals a times the cube root of quantity x minus h close plus k. So, dito class, since meron tayong plus 2, this serves as your k value or yung y natin. Naintindihan? Okay. So, yung vertex natin dito, since dito is single lang yung x natin, walang katabi, no? So, therefore, ito ay plus 0. So, meaning, yung h natin is 0. And then, your k value here is, since ito ay positive 2, so therefore, or plus 2 yan, so therefore, ito ay positive, no? Okay. So, kung dito sa loob natin, ng inside the radical symbol, kung yun ay may number, let's say minus 2, so ang ating ang ating vertex dun is positive 2. Take the opposite sign, no? Palagi. Okay? So, like I said, sabi ko nga kanina, yung domain and range natin, so wala naman tayong restriction, so therefore, pwede na natin isulat yan. X is an element of all real numbers. So, likewise, ganun din si range natin. Y is an element of all real numbers. Okay? So, that's the symbol for the real numbers. So, for us to sketch the graph of the given function, syempre, gagawa tayo ng ating table of values. Okay? So, since meron na tayong vertex dito, which is 0, 2, so, pwede na natin ilagay sa pinaka-center yan. Ayan, 0, 2. Okay? So, mag-solve lang tayo ng one solution dito. Okay. By the way, class dito, any numbers greater than 0, less than 0, no? Pero I suggest, para hindi na tayo mahirapan when graphing, kunin na natin yung mga perfect cube roots, no? Katulad ng ginawa natin sa square root functions, yung mga perfect squares, right? Okay, so, by the way, what are the perfect cube roots, no? Actually, pwede rin ng 0. So 1, and then 8, no? Ayan. Kasi, bakit kasama yung 1? Kasi 1 times 1 times 1, that gives us 1. So, yung 8 naman, 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. Okay? So, marami pa mga perfect cube roots, no? Okay. So, here, so, pwede natin kunin si negative. Since ito yung ating given function, so, let me write first. Kinuha na natin yung ating original function, and we can write as y. So, y now is equal to the cube root of x plus 2. Okay. So, dito class, pwede natin gamitin yung negative 1. Since single pa lang yung nasa loob ng ating radical, so, medyo madali pa, no? So, we have negative 1, negative 8. Again, pwede yung ibang numbers. Let's say negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So, dito, ganun din sa baba. Positive 1 and positive 8. Ayan. Okay, so, if x is equal to, let's say, negative 8. If x equals negative 8, so therefore, the cube root of negative 8 plus 2. Sabi ko nga, so pwede nating kunin yung negative roots ng number na to, no? Okay, so that is negative 2. Since 8 is a perfect cube root, so therefore, so this becomes negative 2, right? Okay. Kasi negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4 times negative 2, which gives us negative 8. So, plus 2. So, your y value here is 0. Naintindihan? Okay, 0 na yan. And then, so we have 1. Kapag sinubstitute natin sa loob, no? Cube root ng negative 1 is, of course, negative 1 plus 2. So we have positive 1. Okay? So we have here 3 and 4. So class, hindi ko na isolve to. Ipakita nyo na lang. And then afterwards, pwede na tayo ditong graph, no? Or i-plot natin yung mga points na yan. Okay? So we have negative 8, 0. So negative 8, 0. Siyempre, class, nandito yan. Okay? So it's along the negative x-axis, along the line. And then, so we have negative 1, positive 1. Your x is negative 1, your y is positive 1. So, nandito siya, class. And then, we have 0, 2. That is the vertex or the turning point. 0, 2. So, nandito yung class. And then, so we have 1, 3. Your x is 1. Your y is 3, no? Okay, nandito yung class. And then last, so we have 8, 4. Your x is 8. Ito yung 8 natin. Ito yung 4. So, y. Kunin yung intersection. So, nandito yung class. Okay? So, after plotting those points, the next thing to do is i-trace natin yan. Naintindihan? So, i-trace natin yung mga coordinates, yung mga points na yan, to form an S-shape. By the way, yung graph ng cube root function is an S-shape. Okay? So, i-extend natin yan. Okay, medyo yun. So, this is how it looks like, yung ating graph. No? Okay, so, kung mapapansin natin, kasi meron tayong HK dito, we have the value for our y, so which is positive 2. Kaya, nandito siya sa taas, yung ating vertex na yung turning point. So, wala siya sa origin. Okay? As what I have mentioned earlier, sabi ko nga, hindi naman palagi na nasa origin yung ating vertex. Okay? So, this is the graph of f of x is equal to the cube root of x plus 2. So, since a is positive, so it rises from bottom left to top right. Okay? So, ganun lang kasimple mag-sketch ng graph. So, now, let's answer number 2. So, f of x is equal to the cube root of x minus 2. Actually, class, iniba ko lang dito yung ating given. So, I made it minus 2. So, kanina, plus 2 yon. Okay? So, tignan natin kung saan ba mag-fall to. So, sagutan muna natin yung ating vertex. So, dito, class, ang ating vertex, very good. So, we have 0, negative 2. So, ibig sabihin, it's along the negative y-axis, na? Okay, kanina, along the positive y-axis. So, sabi ko nga, ang domain natin dito is x is an element of all real numbers. As we extend the x values here, so, wala naman tayong restrictions. Ganon din si y. So, meron tayong kukuhang solution set. Okay? So, y is an element of all real numbers for the range. Okay. So, ganun lang din yung ginawa natin So, ang ating vertex dito is 0, negative 2. I-place natin sa pinaka-center yan. 0, negative 2. Okay, so, again, kunin natin ulit yung mga perfect cube roots, no? Mga perfect cube. So, those are, so, we have negative 1, right? We have negative 8. Okay. Ano pa? So, we have positive 1, positive 8. Okay, so, magpakita lang tayo ng isang solution. Then, the rest, pwede nyong isolve para meron kayong practice. So, if x is equal to negative 8, so, evaluate lang natin yung class. So, y is equal to the cube root of x. So, dito naman is minus 2. Tama? Okay. So, plug in natin or substitute yung value ng x which is negative 8 minus 2. So, i-evaluate lang natin yan. Cube root ng negative 8 which is negative 2. Tama ba? Okay. So, minus 2. And then, negative 2 minus 2. So, it will become negative 4. Okay, so negative 4. And then, when x is equal to negative 1, so evaluate natin, which gives us negative 3. Okay, so negative 1, and then 0. Okay, so, after that, pwede na tayo mag-plot dito sa ating Cartesian plane. So, ilocate na natin yan. Your x is negative 8, and then your y is negative 4. So, nandito siya. Tama? Okay. And then, we have negative 1, negative 3. Your x is negative 1, your y is negative 3. Okay. Next, 0, negative 2. Nandito yun, class. Ano? Okay, yung ating vertex or the turning point. And then 1, negative 1. Your x is 1. Your y is negative 1. And then your x is 8. Your y is 0. So, it's along the positive x-axis, along the line. Okay? And then afterwards, i-connect na natin yung mga dots or yung points to form an S shape, no? Yung graph natin. Okay. So, kapag in-extend natin yan, class, ayan. Lagyan natin yan ng arrowhead. So, ito yung graph ng ating pangalawang given. Okay, which is the f of x is equal to the cube root of x minus 2. So, kung makikita natin, so yung graph natin, nag-start tayo from bottom left. Ito yon, going to top right. Tama? Okay, so ganun lang kasimple. And for number 3, this serves as your assignment. Okay? Put it in a graphing paper. And sa sa next video natin, so magsosolve pa tayo ng another examples na meron tayong coefficient or value ng a na greater than 1. Okay, so this is the end of our video. I hope na meron kayo natutunan. Thank you for watching. Follow for more.